Hello students, welcome to our English class. So in this video, we're going to start off with the first chapter, that is The Fun They Had by Isaac Asimov. So this is from your CBSE Grade 9 English text Beehive. Let's get started. Before going to the lesson, I want to ask you a question. How do you envision the school education system 100 years from now? You might have different answers and opinions to that. Do you think that after some years, your classroom, your heavy books, your textbooks, and your teachers will be replaced by technology completely? So I'm pretty sure that you are going to enjoy this lesson because it is quite applicable to our present day situation. With this lockdown, you must be missing your school, your friends, and your teachers. And I think we are not very far from the future school system which we are going to study now. With this lockdown, we are connected virtually. Everything is taking place through virtual system with technology and gadgets. So this story, The Fun They Had, it is a work of fiction that is set in the future. It's written by the famous fiction expert Isaac Asimov. Now the story, it dates to a future time in the year 2157. The writer here, he assumes that after about 1.5 century, there will be no books and teachers. They will be replaced by computers and other gadgets. So teaching will be mechanical and the children, they will not have any fun. So here is the list of characters of the story. Margie, a girl of 11 years who wished to be a part of the school of the past. Tommy, a boy of 13 years who lives close to Margie. Mrs. Jones, she is Margie's mother. County Inspector, he is the computer engineer or expert who adjusted Margie's mechanical teacher. And then mechanical teacher, so this is the robotic teacher of Margie who taught her everything. One day, Margie, a little girl, wrote in her diary, "Today, Tommy found a real book." The diary entry reveals the date. It was dated 21st May 2157, showing that the story is set much into the future. The book which Tommy found was a very old one, just like the one that her great-grandfather had in his time as a student. Its pages were yellow and she found it funny to read the words. They were yellow and it was awfully funny to read because the words stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen. According to Tommy, paper books were a waste because after reading the paper books, it could be thrown away. Margie had the same opinion as Tommy. For them, they study through telebooks. So telebooks are e-books on which you can read on a screen. Tommy, he found that old book in the attic. Attic is a space just below the roof used as a storeroom. So he found that old book in the attic of his house and that the book was about a school. Now talking about a school, Margie hated her school and her mechanical teacher a lot. Why did she hate her school and her teacher? The mechanical teacher gave her test after test in geography and she was not doing well. She had been doing worse and worse. So at last her mother had sent for the county inspector to come and find what was wrong. Finally, the county inspector came. He was a round little man with a red face. So he came with a box of tools with dials and wires. The inspector set the teacher right within an hour or so. So he fixed it back within no time, and there it was, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. The part Maggie hated most was the slot where she had to put her homeworks and test papers. The county inspector told her mother that nothing was wrong with the girl. Rather, the screen was adjusted too fast for her age. Now it had been slowed down so that she would be okay with her level. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping that they would take the teacher, her mechanical teacher, away. On reading that book, that old book, Tommy had a discussion about the school with Margie. The old kind of schools were a building common to all and with human teachers. Unlike their robotic teachers, the school in the past had human teachers who would teach all the boys and girls the same thing if they were of the same age. The teacher would talk to the boys and girls, give them homeworks, and ask them questions. While Margie and Tommy were still discussing about the old school, Margie's mother came and told Margie that it was time for her school. Margie went into the schoolroom. Margie's classroom was next to her bedroom, where the mechanical teacher was on and was waiting for her. Her school was open every day except Saturday and Sunday. Margie's mother believed that little girls they learn better if they studied at fixed time or fixed hours. So the mechanical teacher, the screen lit up and started. It was going to teach a lesson on arithmetic. It was on addition of proper fraction. It also asked for previous day's homework to be inserted in the proper slot. So that was the learning process for Margie. Margie was inside her classroom. She was sitting in front of her mechanical teacher, but she was thinking of the good old days when the kids had a common time and place to study. She was thinking about how all the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learned the same things so that they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. She was also thinking of the human teacher that used to teach them, the real teacher who teach them. She was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. With that, we have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you have learned something through this. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and stay safe.